Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Savage Crucible Wave 2 Raider Pack. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. And just like we've been doing all week with these Savage Crucible Wave 2 previews, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the kind people over at Harbinger Studios, Rob and Stelios and the whole team for allowing me to, entrusting me with their prototypes so that we could get these previews out for you guys. And to remind you guys that this is the last 2 days, that you can get your pre-orders in at this lower price point directly from savagecrucible.com for Wave 2. All of these figures and armory packs are going to be up for pre-order until tomorrow, August 16th. And then after that, they're going to go to like your e-tailers, your e-retailers like Big Bad Toy Store and whoever else, wherever fine figures are sold, but they'll be at a higher price point unless you can catch them at some shows. And this whole entire Wave 2 is supposed to be ready to ship later this year. So you should have them in hand by year's end. So without further ado, let's stop yapping about it and let's get over to the review space and take a look at the Raider pack. All right, starting off, we do have some actual armor in this set. We have this sort of, I guess this is Raider armor, but it's got some plugs that I think belong on the actual shoulder armor. But we've got some fur, we got some straps. I like the metal look here, the gold and the little leather bits that are hanging down in the front. Very, very barbaric. I think this looks awesome. We have this really nice loincloth piece and belt piece. Again, pay no attention to like the paint scuffs. This is a prototype, so it's going to happen. But this is the front. But I got to tell you, the back looks incredible with this extra piece that reminds me of like Conan style armor. It's already plugged in, so we're not going to remove it. But, if you told me this was the front, I'd be like, yeah, let's roll with it. It looks incredible. We do have an extra plug there on the side for accessories, and this piece looks incredible. Next up, we get a little belt accessory, and this is like a map pack. It's got like some keys. It's got 2 scrolls, which could be maps there. It's got a little silver vial. I love all the little intricate detail in the paintwork, and it's got one of those little plugs, so it's going to plug in very nicely on the side or the back of any of your characters from Wave 1 or Wave 2. I think that looks really, really cool. Next up, we have this nice like mug. Like one of the Raiders has decided that they are going to take their favorite mug around with them as they invade different places or as they travel. They want to take their favorite coffee mug with them. And then we have this piece here, which I believe probably plugs into the back of the armor. If you're not using the like shoulder pauldrons, you can plug this in for a little extra detail and keep those holes plugged in. I believe that that's what they're for, and I think that looks great. I think that's a nice touch. Next up, we have 2 of the shoulder pads. Now, this is armor that's going to plug in directly to the back of the character's shoulders, not their back. So this is a smaller piece that would plug in like right here, but unfortunately, I don't have the little plugs, so I'm not going to be able to plug these in for you. Next, we have the larger shoulder pauldrons, which are really nice. They have this kind of scoop to them, which I like, and this dented, hammered steel with these gold points on there. You can see the holes in the back for what I'm assuming are these little plugs that are left in. Like maybe when these got taken off, the plugs got left in. But as you can see, these will be the shoulder pauldrons that you can put on any of your characters. And I'm really looking forward to how these look on the Lemurians when we get the final versions of these packs. Then we get these 2 pieces, which I thought were going to be shoulder pads, but they are not. These are actually weapons. I love that they have different distinct looks. They have little handles with little wraps on them, which is really nice. And so you can actually put these in your character's hands and use them as if like the character character has picked up a skull and is ready to like bash somebody in the head with it. They fit in very nicely, and I think this is a brilliant idea. It's like old school barbarian boxing gloves, but this is brilliant. I don't have another gripping hand on the Shadow Slate, so we're just going to do the one. Next up, we have this piece, which is another shield style blunt weapon type of thing here. So they can hold it in their hand. You could actually put it in their left hand. It would just be upside down, but it still would probably look nice. And so it's kind of like this shield, but also like a blunt weapon. Like you could really pound somebody in the face with this in the arena, and I think that that would look really nice and deadly. That thing just looks brutal, absolutely brutal, but it's cool. I love the way it looks. Next up, we do have some weapons. So we have this gnarly looking axe with this skull on it. It looks very hammered and weathered. It's got a nice spike on the top and the back. It's got some rust in there, which looks really neat. We have this wood grain handle and this little hammered out pommel, which looks really nice. I love the sculpt on this thing. It looks very deadly. And then we have this awesome sword, probably my favorite weapon in this piece. I love the curved blade, how it's got these runes that are like carved into it, and they seem to be either glowing or at least they're packed with rust, but I kind of envision that they're glowing. We've got some of that glow on the spiky pommel, and then some leather wraps around the handguard. And let's put this in. There we have it. Boy, he looks really good holding that sword. And the worn and weathered version of this sword looks great in a Lemurian's hand. Next up, we get some heads. I love this head. I love this bearded helmet. I think it looks great. The bearded head under the helmet. You can see some nice scratches and weather, war-torn look on the top of the helmet. The eyes look great. They're kind of squinted. I absolutely love this piece, and I love the colors that they provided. I think it's going to look great on other figures. Then we get this head. That's definitely the Raider head of the pack. It's got like this scar that's been stapled here, and the cool thing is that this band across his face is actually removable, and he's got a distressed sort of eye underneath. It's like a white colored eye, and I think this looks great. So you'll be able to like change the look of Krieger or Human, either way you want. It also comes with this nice, like very soft rubbery helmet that's got some nice gold paint and weathering on it as well. This head fits in here very well. And the really cool thing is you can even keep the sort of eye patch or the bandage like on the head and put the helmet on, so you could have that look as well. Like I said, these heads are going to look great on the two human style characters that we're getting in Wave 2. I don't know if the skin tone matches the Frazetta figure, but it will match with Human and Krieger. And then we get the two fists on horizontal hinges, and then like we saw with the Conquest pack, we're getting two gesturing hands for one of the raiders to really show off how he feels about raiding as a whole. He's given his opinion about it. And I just wanted to show like what these parts look like on like a Wave 1 Lemurian. These are just held in there by friction because I don't have like the little pegs to plug them in. So I'm going to be very careful so they don't fall out. But you can see we were able to plug in the armor, the shoulder pads on the back, this loincloth piece, lower armor looks fantastic. Again, like I'm not mad at this. Like if this wanted to be in the front, if you wanted to turn this around backwards, it certainly looks wonderful. It looks like you could definitely do that. I love the colors, the old worn look. It looks like these raiders have been on one too many missions. But man, this just looks fantastic. This is a wonderful addition to any of the waves, whether you wanted to, put this with some of the humans that come in Wave 2, or if you want to throw this some of these parts and pieces in your Lemurians from Wave 1, you certainly can do so. That's the beauty of these packs, is that they're there to sort of mix and match and pop and swap and change the overall look of any of the characters that you want. I think this is brilliant. I'm glad that they are throwing these packs in every wave. I hope they continue to do so, because I really love all of the options that it gives us with all of their characters, because these packs are amazing. And they also pack in storytelling, like a raider who wants to, include his Favorite mug for drinking ale, like on long raiding trips. That's just brilliant. The map pack that, where they have scrolls and maps and, compasses and devices to help them wayfind. I just love the storytelling there, and you throw that on a character and it really changes their sort of perspective. It changes what they're out to do, and I love that with just a simple accessory. So thanks again to the Savage Crucible guys for sending this over for me to check out. Please head over to savagecrucible.com before tomorrow, August 16th, and lock in your pre-orders today. And thank you guys for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and I will see you in the toy aisles.